you get in a situation where you are trying to ride the wave with with people who are doing better than you, but at the same time, you ain't trying to put in the work that they trying to put in, but you want to get the same benefits that they get. And then when they leave you because you ain't doing shit, then all of a sudden it's a problem.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And we have Alyssa in the house. We are down one member, but we are back.
We are down a family member. It's cool. It's cool, man. We pulled this episode out the hat, like Marcus said earlier. We just it's rare that we are together on on a day other than the work week, man.
True.
It's rare. That's why I secretly wanted y'all to like buy that house around the corner. Honestly, like,
do it.
I was like, yo, Mark could be like right down there. Like I can go bother him. I can steal him away from Courtney, and she won't even know it. Like he'll be right home before she even figure it out. Like, like for real. Like that shit would be so dope. And we can add all that value into that. Oh man, I was with somebody I knew about that house, man. Like, damn, that's a.
I mean, is it still up for sale?
No. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that thing's still up for sale.
Okay.
I think because it's a foreclosure, it's a little bit of a different process when you're purchasing it. A lot more yellow tape when it comes to buying it. I don't know. Never purchased a foreclosed home before, but hopefully one day if they all show up on the market like that one did, I would love to buy them. Like I would love to buy every last one of them. Oh man, I'm adding some value into that thing. All right, I'm nerding out about money again. It's a weird phenomenon, man.
I mean, but adding value. How do you continue to add value after you've done something for so long?
Is this just like in general, or when it comes to like real estate? What we talking about? Like,
I was gonna slide in the topic with this, but we can talk about real estate.
Oh, we got a topic. I thought we was really flying.
He was
flying
making
off
it
the handle.
flawless, and you ruined it.
Yeah. So, how do we? I mean, I guess you got to be a little bit more specific when you're asking that question, because like you can add value to anything, like. I mean, but you know, the process is different as adding value to certain things, like depending on what you're adding value to.
I was thinking of more in line as like a group that's working together. You know, how do they continue to, I guess, like build on what they have after they've done so much or done their own thing? Like, how do they come back together and add value to what they started?
I guess it would just be dependent on what their viewers or customers or whatever end product user would be wanting from them. Right. So depending on whether it's like a podcast and they really don't like the format, then they come together and figure out from the end user what they would prefer, what works for them, their target market. If it's like a product, do they not like that it's built for left-handed people when only about 3% people are left-handed? Or whatever the case might be, you always have to go to the end user that's actually going to be using it.
Interesting.
Oh, well,
I don't know in general what you're talking about, so I just went with a couple of examples.
Oh man, it's not.
That was good.
Yeah, the question wasn't like as specific as I needed to like to answer it, but like when it comes to like groups and like the individuals on the team, man, you like have to like everybody has to be on the accord of getting to know each other, and like we all like all of us in this room right now know that this is a thing that I've been struggling with when it comes to like teamwork. Like I don't like I have a lot of like I'm almost like LD when it comes to like learning how to roll with a team with a group of people, because like I struggle to know what I want. So I don't know how to add value to other people. Like I know how to add value to other people, but the fact of the matter is, it's like I don't know how to tell you how to add value to me. Like that's one of the biggest things that I have with like, but like it could be like simple things like, yo, like for real, like you just understand like, all right, you got a lot going on right now. Let me take some of the load off of you by doing X, Y, Z. What do you need me to take over? Like it could be simple things like that. It's like, yo, you've been in here for a minute, standing at this computer or working at this computer for a long time. You've been writing or whatever the case, whatever you're doing. Have you eaten anything, bro? You good? You straight? Like, yo, like things like that. Like adding value comes in a lot of different forms, man. That's why, that's why I was like that question might be a little too broad, but you know.
I mean, I would say that we kind of rolled in it pretty good.
Yeah. We definitely rolled in it better than the last episode, where every time you spoke, it was like the Black Beatles challenge going on your end.
That would, Jesus, why you bring that up?
He made him self-conscious.
I mean, he couldn't get not a word in on the last episode without that thing going, without the crashing on him. It was weird, man.
I was listening to it while y'all was in here. Whew, that was.
It was. I mean, we did all right based off of
previous.
Yeah,
episodes,
I
want the worst.
I really had to zhuzh that thing a little bit. Like I really had to move some stuff around just to make that thing sound good. But it was like the original file. It was bad. It was bad.
Are we gonna put the video? Is the video?
The video isn't like, it just looked like a bunch of jump cuts. So you wouldn't get the full effect. Like I mean, unedited. I can post an unedited joint like that. Might the whole
might get a lot of views with that.
The whole hour and 45 minutes that we were trying to have a 49-minute conversation. Yeah, I can post that. Yeah, we were in there for a while.
Yeah. A lot of repeats.
Yeah. Marcus had to repeat himself on most of everything he was saying. But yeah,
so sad. But that's another thing. Coming together and like everybody's showing their strengths to cover weaknesses. With that, that was kind of like a technological what they said. Can't speak right now. It was an issue that was on my part. It was a weakness that Aaron covered up with his strength in video editing, even though sometimes he doesn't like to video edit too. He does.
Oh no! At no point. Let me correct you there. At no point of my life do I like video editing. Like I do it because I felt like I was supposed to, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience that I don't get.
But
so
he's working on it. He does a very, very good job, people. Like these videos that we do and the audios that you see on or hear, not see, that you hear on Spotify, we do this for you guys. But going back to a team and learning each individual, because that's what a team is. It's a group of individuals that come together that get the job done. Right. A lot of times people like battle within themselves trying to be like the other person, but it's not called for that. Just be yourself in this team or group, because your ideas matter. You might think a different way than the other person. You might have this way of doing things that could simplify something that the group has been struggling with. Like, don't be afraid to speak that into the idea list. I
mean, you just hit the nail on the head. Like, one of the biggest issues, like, like for real, we got a common goal. And I mean, it's not just like us in general, but like everybody, like we come together, we say we want to do certain things, but we don't really come together and say why we want to do it. Like we come together and say, all right, we want to do a podcast together, but not everybody got the same goal of why they want to do a podcast. It's just like, and we had the issue just with us in general. Like when we first came together, we had different visions on what the podcast was going to be from the beginning, and like it showed that we didn't have our stuff together when we started recording.
Yeah.
So like things like that, and sometimes, man, people let that. They let those issues fester up, and it's like, and I tell Alyssa all the time, like, yo, when you got an issue in front of you, you can't sweep that under the rug. Like, I got a problem, and if I don't handle this problem is not going to do anything but amplify. Because if I continue sweeping things under the rug, though it may not be that significant, it may be one little piece of dust. Maybe one little grain of dust that I sweep under this rug. Eventually, if I sweep up 1,000,000 grains of dust under the same rug, then I'm gonna have a mound, and I'm gonna trip over it every time I walk through. So, like, you got to look at it like that. Like, you got to handle all of the issues that you have in front of you. And Marcus said, you can't be like the other people on your team. Relationships take work, and they take time to build. And if you are involved with people have needs, people have wants, and everybody has things based off of their specific trait as an individual. We are all individually wrapped. You don't get cheese singles that's all wrapped in one thing. They get stuck together. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. They individually wrap for a reason. So you had to treat everybody on your team like y'all individually wrapped, and y'all are all you're each individual person, and you guys have to come together and meld together as a team. And that is one of the things that has kept us going this far, even though there's been some rocky terrain, very, very rocky terrains. It's just like, once we all come together and we talk about those situations and we all get on the same page in one accord, we back at it again. We good. So you guys have to make sure that if you are rolling with a team, that you, one, make sure that it's the right team. Make sure, two, y'all have the right vision together, and three, that y'all all going in the right direction together, the same direction.
Oof. We might have went into this.
We might have. Did I go too deep? I went too far.
No. You
went too far.
There is no returning.
No, it's just like we kind of got into the heart of that, like real quick. But not like some examples of like all of that is the previous what's the episode you call it? You call it the what?
The group therapy session?
Yes. That's a prime example of we had some hardship, we had some miscommunications, and we talked about it. Usually we don't really see each other every day, but we work together, but sometimes we still don't see each other when we work together.
Right.
But like just wanting to succeed in our goal, our group goal and our individual goals, we were able to talk about it. We talked about it with each other outside, and then we came together and we got it done. We fixed the problem, and we kept going through it. Even with our brother podcast, Her Absurdity, we had a little group discussion later today.
Earlier
today. There we go. And same thing happened. We haven't been seeing each other like that because of our vanilla job and all this other stuff. Outside we talked, and then we came together and we got through it. I think that's a major part in succeeding as a group. The communicating, like Aaron said, being on one accord, and having that same goal, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people. You're able to do a lot more. It might seem a little rocky. It might seem a little scary to voice your opinion, but everyone has needs. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I felt a little uncomfortable here. Hey, I have a little bit too much on my plate right here. I need help. And that's what a team does. A team helps build to greater heights.
Right.
Yeah, and also like you can't be selfish, man.
That too.
Because if you're selfish, I hate to say the results gonna show. Like if you in a situation where and it, like, all right, so here's the caveat, right? Because it's easy to be like, I'm going into this with this group, but what is it going to bring for me? Where do I get a payment from this situation? And payment not necessarily meaning monetary, but payment in general, in the sense of
some sort of exchange.
What am I going to take? No, because it's not even an exchange at like in the initial phase. Because most people don't think about what they have to put in; they think of what they're gonna get out in the long run. You think about what you're gonna get out first before you even think about what you got to put in. That's why people they renege most of the time, because it's like, all right, we getting that out, and now once we got to sit down and talk about what we got to put in, and then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, I got to do that. No, I ain't. No, we've been here. Yeah, we've been there. Yeah, we've been there. And I hate to say it, we've been there with people that we were cool with. It's not like we were strangers to these people. These were people that we already knew. So, like, people are always thinking about what they can get, but they don't think about enough of what I have to give. Or like it's easy to say like, yo, I'm getting X amount of money from this deal right here, but like if you don't sit back and think about if it's fair on all levels, bro, you in the wrong already. That's not a group dynamic. That's you being somebody's boss. That's literally what that is. Like, yo, there will never be somebody who can come in and just be like, yo, that the Dirty Trump podcast is fire. Only if it was Aaron Mack. Like, yo, you would never be able to do that, because that's not what we started this brand for. That's not what we stand for. Right. Like, that's not even bump the Dirty Trump podcast. The brand don't even stand for that. Like, yo, for real. Like, yo, this is star player mentality, but yo, like, for real. Like, y'all got to think about the fact of, yo, you got to protect what's yours. And when I say, well, yo, I got to protect what's mine, that's also the people in my circle. Like, yo, you would never be able to step them up and bash him without me standing up for his defense. Like, that's not how that works. Like, yo, I will be there in his corner, right or wrong. Like, yo, we might have to talk about the wrong, but you know, we'll take care of that on the back end. But yo, for real, you got to make sure that it's even kill all the way around. Like, yo, like you can't. If I all right, here's a better example that I'm gonna give y'all, right? If I got an oven, right? If my oven set to shush.
If we had a working oven.
I know she was gonna go there. All right, so if I set my oven to 375 degrees, and I got this pie that I'm trying to bake, and I cut the pie into eight separate pieces, representing 8 separate pieces of a team, and I bake that pie, how is it possible for me to successfully bake that pie without baking some of the pieces that I cut? You can't do it. If all of it is in the oven at the same time, it all bakes together. Right. That's how your team should be. If you successfully bake 6 parts of the pie, and there's 2 left unbaked, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for disaster. Y'all ain't gonna make it. Let's think about all of the teams, quote unquote teams, groups, organizations that went a long way, and they got knocked down from the top because there were some people who had their hands out farther than everybody else. Let's talk about it. And I ain't gonna throw no examples out there, but I got plenty of them. We talked about them on the previous episode at some point. But one of my favorite groups from Australia, we talked about it. Who had the same situation. Come on. They got too big headed, and somebody in the group, I don't know who, so somebody in the group got too big-headed, too airheaded, and the whole group broke up because of it.
Facts.
I don't know who. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But we already know what happened. The success broke somebody.
So, do you think that whoever, for whatever reason, that group broke up or whatever, do you think that person wanted too much success or just like a greater success than the others? Like, how do you feel that?
Oh, that's a good question. Cause like, yo, for real, like we like generally looking at how society is like set up and how people like the media will have you thinking like, yo, I need everything and I need it now. Like like the JG Wentworth commercial, like like the media have you looking at everything like that. Like, right. I want it now. But I guess like in some instances it would be like a situation of I want a lot more than what these people want. And I mean, and then that's not your fault. Right. Like if you want more, and it's not in the sense of, all right, if we get a check, and I want to make this clear, it's like it's not like if we get a check, then I get 40%, I get 80%, and you get 20%. Like that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like my goals are different from your goals, but your goal in this is to get to a local level, and my goal is to get it to international status. Like if we get to that point where like at that point, then you had to you're gonna have to make a choice. You're gonna have to make a choice where either I go with this person who I roll with, I work good with them, but they don't want nothing out of life. Me, on the other hand, I want the same thing they want, but I want it on a bigger scale. At that point, yeah, like, yo, you can't help that.
And like, it comes down to just kind of making sure that as a team you're on the same vision scale too. Yeah. Just always making sure that your goals are aligned, your methods are aligned, all of that has to be aligned in order to move forward as a team. You can't be tied to each other at the hip trying to move towards this goal when someone over here wants the cookie. That's a really bad example because somebody could have gone. I was trying to keep it to the food example.
Somebody want to go west and the other person want to go north. Like it's just not going to work. Like y'all going to end up and y'all tired of delay. And that's the problem. Y'all tired of delay. Y'all are together. And you could be trying to go that way and you trying to pull this person this way. It's like, no, this is better for us. This is better for us. No, you don't understand. This is better for us. Bump your goal. This is better. Let's go this way. And it just in the long run, it fails. It inevitably fails.
You get nowhere
fast.
Nowhere fast. Facts. So it's crazy y'all say all that because that.
By the way, I want everybody to understand that that's like an issue that all of us have had, and we talked about it because like. And I hate to cut you off. I want you to hold that thought. But I wanted to go there because like it's really a intimate thing in like the background of this podcast in general. Like we like you and I, we had different visions of what we wanted. And when we started this podcast, if everybody can remember back in like the first 20-30 episodes, me and Marcus we made a goal, but it was my goal. And I just kind of try to pull Marcus along with it, and we realized really quick that probably wasn't the right way to go. So we had to change up everything. We had to change up everything. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that before you went into your point.
But it was similar. It kind of threw me off a little bit. But I was gonna say something similar, like how both. Everything we've just said is a prime example of this podcast. Even the friendship group is a prime example. Having like-minded people on the same page or whatever, you will have the hardship. People having different ideas. Things will come up. It's gonna happen. But being on that like-mindedness, that same page, we were able to flow through it just like today, almost seamlessly. The issues we had that we were thinking of, they were answered kind of just like that. I don't know.
It was.
But it all goes back to we all want the same goal. We all have individual goals, but we all want the same thing in the end, basically. And that all it is communication, being intimate, being vulnerable,
adaptable
also, yes. To be in a place where we could talk freely with each other. One of our friends says like, hey, I don't have this. I don't have what you guys have, but so here's
what I can offer you, and I'm asking for help for you guys to help me out a little bit. Yeah, like that. Yeah, things like that. And like to get back to like the previous question that you asked, like like if you're part of a team, like I have to want, like for us to move successfully, Mark, I have to want your success as bad as I want my success. If not, then we're not going to work.
Right. A team that's secretly like wishing ill of somebody else on that team is just building the team to fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like wishing for you to be dragging along a sick animal with you. Yeah.
Yeah. In the middle of Hunger Games.
Grim.
Huh?
Oh. Very grim.
Oh, you said Grim. I thought you said Rin.
Oh.
What's her name?
What? Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
No.
A million Hunger Games fans just turned this podcast off. I was like, fuck those guys. That's so insensitive. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
She had to go.
God damn.
It was too soon.
Too soon.
I didn't even remember that.
I was like,
It was a very, very emotional part.
I
of that
know,
movie.
but I haven't seen that movie in
very
years.
emotional. That shit had me so pissed off. Okay, I'm not gonna go there though.
that made like a very iconic scene of the movie, like the whole three, and then the whistling.
That shit was crazy.
Oh, I kind of forgot that was what that was about.
Because of what I think like their neighborhood, that section had.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But yeah, being a group that provides that safe spot, that safe space where you can be vulnerable and voice your wants, your needs, your
Concerns.
Your concerns. It's well needed. It's what makes a group to be able to sit down and focus on each individual part, so it can flow seamlessly, and
you can brainstorm using the people that have different perspectives, different experiences, different ways of going about things. That way it's not just all one person coming up with the idea.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different podcast in of itself, man. Like, yo, for real. Like I want to emphasize, I want to heavily emphasize on the fact that it has to be a group effort.
Yeah.
Like one person can't be coming up with like the whole, like you can't be a one person team, because if you just sit back like, yo, that's like, I never seen this happen in person, but I see this happen on movies all the time, where it's like, yo, like y'all in school and got a group project, and it's like one person, or there's like just sitting back, just kind of chilling, just riding the wave, not really contributing into the project, and like they get to the final result where it's like everybody name on that person like all hype. It's like, oh yeah, we got an A, and then they look at that person like, no, we got an A. You got an F. Like, you got an F because you ain't do nothing.
That's
so
one of the reasons I hated college courses sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They had the rule that you're either going to make everyone work with you and like earn the credit, or they're just going to get it because you got them there.
Yo, Boss of Foster, you tell me Balsa Fawcett, you tell me that's the rule, but you just stick me with anybody that I ain't compatible with. Balsa Fawcett.
Whoa.
I think because it was management courses, it was your ability to get people to get moving and be productive and delegate and all that.
Bitch, I'm paying you like $80,000 this year just to take this class, man, and you gonna put me in a situation like that with a kid?
Right?
Like with a kid? Bro, get the fuck out of here. That ain't no life lesson. Yo, the fuck? That's luck right there. Like with the Balsa Fawcett, man. We ain't had a Balsa Fawcett in a minute, but that qualifies as a hardcore Balsa Fawcett. Like, yo, for real.
Basically gambling right there. You might take yourself to a casino.
Thank you. But I mean, granted, they were teaching you how to run companies as managers and not how to build one as an entrepreneur. So that's all. That's what corporate America is based off of, just rolling dice all the time. It's like corporate craps.
Stop. That made too much sense.
As part of a team, man, you had to make sure that that it's equal contributions, man. It can't just be one person doing all the work, because then you end up like a Maroon 5, where it's like
Adam in the Marine Force.
In the Maroon Force, yeah. Adam Levine in the Maroon Force. Like, for real, like, yo, I don't know what those other guys do, but, yo, for real, you think about Maroon 5, you don't think about nobody but Adam Levine. I'm like, who the fuck the 5?
Come on.
Like, yo, if it was like for real, like, yo, you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Power Rangers. Let me get nerdy for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get nerdy for a second. And Alyssa, you'll be able to follow this one, right? Because everybody know that there was a red, a yellow, a pink, a black, and a blue. And them motherfuckers get their ass whooped on every episode. But the White Ranger bring his shiny ass in the scene, start whooping everybody's ass, and all of a sudden they can win this fight. And all of a sudden everybody's like, oh man, the Power Rangers did it. No, motherfucker, one Power Ranger did it.
Yeah, special powers. All right.
Bruh, nah. His suit was shinier. It was more distracting. So he was able to...
Not reflected off more surfaces.
Not the point. Not the point. The fact of the matter is that them other motherfuckers, they didn't contribute. They didn't pull their own weight. They didn't pull their own weight. The White Power Ranger came in and he did more than everybody else did. And that's your group. If you sitting back letting one person do all the work, y'all will not succeed like that, bro. Like, and all jokes aside, like, yo, you for real, like, you trying to accomplish a goal. You say, all right, we gonna make $1 million this month, or in the next 10 years. We gonna make $1 million in the next 10 years, and only one person is doing self-development. Only one person is coming up with the business plan. Only one person is getting in and getting their hands dirty, and the rest of y'all making excuses as to why y'all can't do it, but y'all can watch the one person do it. And then you got the nerve, you got the mitigated audacity to say that we did this. This is our accomplishment. You got the mitigated, the balls, the audacity to say that, okay, we are this team. This is you chin, you all excited, you happy. And then when that one person say, all right, yo, for real,
I can do this without you.
I can do this without y'all. I don't need no cheerleaders. So I'm just going to go over here. But then all of a sudden, you looking at that person like, oh, you fake, you phony, you ain't this, you ain't that. You like, bro, for real, like, yo, you ain't put in no work all this time. Now all of a sudden you got a voice. Now you trying to speak out against some shit, and you could have spoke at the beginning, and you could have made a way for yourself, and you chose not to. And now once this person decides to leave, now you got to do it on your own. Now you want to play victim, bro. That's not how this work, bro. That's not how this work. I can guarantee that if Michelle and Kelly had the same fucking drive that Beyonce had, all of Destiny Child would have been balling. But you had a situation where Beyonce was a superstar, Kelly was all right, and Michelle she was just a backup singer. Bro, for real, like, yo, there's been instances, and this is real, like, and I want y'all to look this up. This is realistic. This ain't a game. Like, for real, like, yo, Beyonce, bro, Beyonce's so famous that black folks associate the Illuminati with her name.
True. Yeah.
Kelly, on the other hand, don't nobody know where she at. She couldn't make a good song without Destiny Child to save her life, bro. Like she ain't never sold like Beyonce did ever. Like her numbers don't look the same. And yeah, you can say, all right, yeah, I like her music. Yeah, fucking that joint that she did with Lil Wayne, that joint was hot. Was that her Lil Wayne? Fucking what's the name of that song? And I don't wanna be on my legs. That joint, you know what I'm talking about? Motivation. Yeah, that song was hot. Like I fucking love that song. I can't remember the name of it though. You see what I'm saying? Beyonce song "Sweet Dreams," bro. Fucking Halo, bro. Like, come on, like "Dangerously in Love," bro. Come on, like, yo, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, yo, this is real life. Like you in a situation where you are trying to ride the wave with with people who are doing better than you, but at the same time, you ain't trying to put in the work that they trying to put in, but you want to get the same benefits that they get. And then when they leave you because you ain't doing shit, then all of a sudden it's a problem.
You salty.
What's the one group called? The with the group of girls. They used to be 5, now they 4 because one decided that she wanted to go get her shine on her own. Fifth Harmony.
Yeah, that one.
Where the fuck they at? You know about that, right?
Nah.
The Camila Cabello. You don't know who that is? All right, never mind then. Never mind then. Bad example. All right. You know, bad example.
I mean, the other people might know.
What's one of the songs that she did? Havana. The Havana song.
Havana.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. She was part of a group called Fifth Harmony. They dropped the album. She dipped.
Oh wow.
Fucking Ariana Grande. Perfect example. Bruh.
She was part of a group?
Not really, but all the other girls that came from Victorious can sing too.
Oh, well,
That is true.
And they all failed in their music careers.
I am mad at Andre. The black dude with dreads. He could sing.
Absolutely.
He could play music. I'm just like, bro, what is you doing?
What happened? Where did you go? Now you up here doing reaction videos fucking 10 years later looking at yourself as a fucking teenager. What did you do? That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what we're talking about here on this episode, bro.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope if they would have all came out of Victorious and did
exactly.
Like, at least Tori Vega, Andre, and Kat. They could have done something like awesome.
Granted, Elizabeth Gillies is like, yo, she is doing her thing as an actor.
That's true.
But the problem is that I honestly think that she a better singer than she an actor.
Yeah.
And all of them had the same platform. And I'm not gonna say I know what their struggles were, but yo, for real, like Ariana Grande probably had the same, more than likely had the same struggles. She a little Mexican girl.
Yeah.
Probably had more
with that name.
Probably had more, fam. Like for real, like y'all ain't got no excuse. But when she blew up, they got pissed. They got pissed. Fucking Jeanette McCurdy on and yo, for real, like yo, I think Jeanette McCurdy is awesome. I honestly do. Like I watched her personal YouTube channel. Like I think she's awesome as a person. Like all things considered, like her character Kat sucked. Like but for real, like her as a person, she's an awesome person. But at the same time, like you had the same opportunities. You had the same platform. They were there on your side like they were there on hers. Right. Like it's not like one person had the chops and like one of y'all had to get cut. It wasn't fucking American Idol. All y'all had the same opportunity, but you're upset with this person because they did more than you. They worked harder. It's like the Allen Iverson thing. What did we do with outside of practice? Are we talking about practice?
Yeah.
Oh, we talking about practice? Yeah, it's like that thing. Like, yo, the team cannot win if one person is out there trying to get it. Yeah. All y'all got to be like gears, bruh. Gears. Like y'all had to be turning and not only do you have to be turning at the same speed. And like, here's the thing. Here's the crazy part about it. When we talk about gears, bruh, I don't have to turn fast. If I'm the small gear, The smallest gear is always going to be turning the fastest. But if I'm the big gear, I don't have to turn as fast as you turning if we all got the same goal. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Like, if the gear is turned vertically and all the rest of them horizontal, what do you think that's going to prove? Where's that going? Nowhere,
right?
Nowhere. You turning on a whole motor on your own. You done went and installed this a whole new motor. You done went from a half a horsepower to 400 horsepower just to turn turn your one little gear, and you ain't made sure the rest of your team is able to keep up with you.
You don't flow the engine.
Flow
everything.
The gears aren't even connected.
They not even connected. You done oiled up yourself and you ain't oiled up your team. How y'all about to succeed? Shame. Absolute shame.
It takes a team to make a team. Because y'all all have to be, like we said, on the same accord. Y'all have to turn equally. There has to be a equal balance throughout the whole group. Because if one is doing more, you're just gonna drag on everyone else, and it's
that
gonna
person
flop.
will get burnt out, and you guys will fail.
Yeah,
that burnout is real.
Yeah,
that burnout is real.
Yeah,
like in a literal sense, like that's what a burnout is. The front two wheels or a wheel is turning a lot faster, or turning while the other ones aren't at all.
That's good, Mark. That's good.
And you're just going in a circle. You're not going nowhere fast. Really, that's a burnout.
It get deep. Look, check this out. It get real deep. A lot of y'all don't know about mechanics, right? If three wheels of a car is putting up more work than the fourth wheel, what do you think happened? You know what happened, Lee?
yeah.
You got ball bearings busting. You got axles breaking. Honda Accords do it all the time.
Yeah.
There's so many Honda Accords and Acuras, bro. They go to make a turn and they pull off the wrong way, and their whole front axle just fall right off. Because you got three wheels, and they recalled it like 4 or 5 times for the same fucking car. They recalled them shits. They always used to recall them things. They started the recall trend for real. Like, yo, they used to go in and try to fix those axles, bro. Because you have 3 putting up the work, and you got 1 that's there for reserve.
Why?
They didn't do it on purpose. They just ain't had their shit together.
Come on. Oh man. So get your anxious.
At least we choose it. Oh shit.
Was it your chooser to mess us in this up?
I mean, it works. I was gonna say at least we chose a different little thing to tease on rather than chooser. I thought that it was not going to make an appearance, and then I, of course, meant to avoid the word choice.
All right, so how can we help a group out there, or a person that's trying to start a group? What do you look for in a group?
First of all, like, yo, that's a good question. Like, if you are looking for a group, first of all, that's a problem. You looking for the wrong thing. You should probably be just looking into finding the like-minded people for one thing. And then if you guys can come together and do some things together, then that's when the group mentality, your pack mentality start to kind of kick in, and then you guys can accomplish things together. Because like I didn't go looking for you.
This is true.
Like, people might not know this, but me and Mark, we became like really good friends after the podcast started.
It is true.
Like, we were like part of the same friend group before, but it wasn't until after the first episode of the podcast where we came together and was like, yo, this dude really cool. Like, he's still coming around. Like, we don't, Damn, we on episode like 27. Shit, this probably ain't gonna last that long, huh? Damn, we on episode 52. Fuck, this is group therapy session. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. God damn. Man, let's do 50 more episodes, man. God damn. For real, like yo, for real. Like I ain't go out looking for it was a situation where I had a vision and he was like, yo, I'm down. Cause I had the same thing going. I had the same vision. I had the same thought. Like, yo, for real, like I always wanted to do that. So I always wanted to do it. You used to do it. You want to do it again. Let's connect and let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't a thing of, all right, let me go find somebody. I ain't got no money to give my man. I can't hire him to be like featured on a podcast with me. I ain't got no damn money to give him. We work at the same place. Like for real, like I can't give him no damn money. Like y'all out here trying to find people to do for you and you can't do for yourself. Like,
yeah,
that's the problem. You out here trying to find somebody that can
pick up your slack.
Pick up your slack, right? And like your mentality is to find a group. You want to surround yourself with people because you ain't sufficient enough in yourself to actually move on your own. Because you don't understand that once you start moving on your own, then people gonna come anyway. One of the things that ET used to say all the time is like, yo, if people can't come support your vision, and bro, it still hurt me today. If people can't come to support your vision, then that means that something is wrong with you and you need to retrofit whatever it is that's wrong with you. Because it's if an obvious sign that you ain't doing what you supposed to do in your life is that you ain't got your own shit together. And it wasn't until, bruh, like, yo, we got people asking all the time, like, hey, when can I come join in on that? When can I come do this for y'all? When can I do that for y'all? We got people all the time saying that. We got like people from like people that I didn't even think listen to the podcast. Ask me all the time, yo, I like what y'all said on that last podcast. When can I get on the next one? I'm like, yo, that's cool and all, but you know, we ain't got no openness right now. Like I ain't trying to be mean or nothing. Like I'm not looking for people to just ride the wave. Like if you got value to give and I got value to give to you, we can sit down and we can talk about that. But that's the thing, like yo, you're not about to just fall into an opportunity to be a part of a great team. Like a great team has to be built. You don't just find a great team. Like that's not how that works, bro. Like,
very, very.
Like Alyssa just said something about the them putting her with people in college. Like yo, you like that's how you find a team. But that ain't how a successful team works. Like girl, like that's something we can do this little one project right now. But can we succeed as a unit? Can we proceed as a unit? That's how successful team. That's how they operate. When I was in the Army, we had issues with being around each other as reservists. I'm about to smack y'all with this one. As reservists, we saw each other one weekend out of a month, 2 days out of the month, whatever the case was. But when you in when you a full time. When you a full-time soldier and you around these people 24/7, this is the person that you fought with, that maybe, and sometimes maybe you slept with. This is the person that, you know, you got their back. Y'all been to parties together. Y'all done traveled the world together. Y'all done been on the bus. Y'all done been on the plane. Y'all done held M16, stood in the same firing squad, firing at the enemy together. Bruh, y'all are a group, a team, a family. But y'all built that.
Facts. That oh man, come. That's true. Like growing up, and because most of my friends they were big on the ROTC thing, and each one of them, my homeboy Deontay, Kia, Allen, they were big in the ROTC thing. That they ain't really, you know, mess with reservists like that because they knew that they ain't put in that work.
Yeah,
they didn't have to sacrifice that, you know. And it was crazy because we had one of our JRT's instructor, I think, was actual service. He was enlisted, and the other one was reserve. And like the reserved one, they didn't show that man not the bit of respect.
Yeah.
Like, he was just.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
He meant well, but it was just the one that was enlisted. They saw him more as a father than the other one.
Bro, it's a hobby. Like, yo,
Yeah.
for real, like as a reservist, and I hate to say it, like, and I served 8 years. 8 years. But nothing worked, nothing was solidified more than the active duty time. The reserve is just not the same. Like, you got people up here talking about as reservists, I put up with the Army too, so I should get the same benefits. No. No job ever gives the same benefits to a fucking
Full-time
part-timer
and
as they do
part-time.
part-time, as full-time. Like, that's not how that work. That's not how that work, bro. That's no.
Everyone always wanting wanting to figure out what they can get from everyone else.
But it's about what you give.
Yep.
It is, and that equal giving, equal sacrifice thing comes up a lot, man. Because like for real, like if I got somebody on my team that's like rich, and they just putting up the money, and they obviously can't put up the amount of time that I put in. But you mad at this person because like the rich person would be all right. So like I'm gonna give an example. Like if somebody rich. And, one rich homeboy, he got family with money or whatever, and they come together, they went to school together, and they want to come together, start a business. The rich homeboy, he got plenty of money, but he ain't got no time for real. Like, he trying to figure out how to get his dad's trust fund money, like, whatever the case is. All right, whatever. The broke friend, he ain't got no money. Rich person go in, drop 150 stacks on a business, like, all right, bro, what you got? What you gonna give? But he get mad at that person because he ain't got no money.
Yeah.
What is that? That don't make no sense. It's ridiculous. It's fucking dumb. Yeah, I get it. It's fucking dumb. But if that broke friend is like, yo, I know, like, you can keep your name on it, bro. I don't care. You drop the money. I got all the time in the world, bro. Whatever you need me to do, I'm gonna make this thing the most solid business that anybody has ever seen. You go and finish that work with your dad, and you make your family business proud, but I'm gonna make this business proud. But when you come back to this, it's gonna be something that you ain't never seen before. That's equal giving, equal sacrifice. Because I don't have to have the same amount of money that you have, but you give all the money, I can definitely put in. The least I can do is put in my time and make myself present to the point where I can make you proud doing something that you couldn't do.
That just goes to show that all exchange isn't money, isn't monetary. Sometimes the exchange is how much heart you can give, how much fight, how much determination that you can put in something. Looking at the wrong camera again. That you can put in something. Because a lot of times it's not even the work that goes into something that helps a group succeed. It's the heart and mindset that's behind everything. Because we're not the richest podcast.
No.
We all work a 9 to 5, but I really think it's our determination, our mindsets, our hearts when it comes down to the end of it that makes us come together and work things out.
Yeah.
Because we want to do this. We like to do this. And
I would go as far as to say, yo, I need to do this.
Yeah.
Like
someone needs to hear it.
Like, and not only like that too. Yeah. Like that is true too. Cause like, if I want on here, like I listen to these episodes, like I really do. Like I go back and I marathon, I binge listen to these episodes off like quite often, and like for real, like I motivate myself. I piss myself off more than anybody else can piss me off. Like if I'm talking shit to myself a few episodes, 20 episodes ago. Like for real, like yo, that's that's what keeps me going. Like the fact that we do this keeps me going, bruh. Like I had a situation earlier today, like for real, and this is going back on the team thing, man. Because like these people, they like I want y'all to understand, like they push me, and it's because I don't like people who don't push me. So I had a situation earlier where, and I know I've been here before. I stepped it. I was in front of an establishment. I pulled up to this establishment, and I had a goal. I had a goal to go in here and make myself known, make myself present, shake some hands. I mean, granted, during COVID, you can't shake nobody's hand, but you know, I had this goal to make myself present and tell somebody what I wanted, so that I can get something in return and see what I can do to add value. And I've been in a situation before where I've gone to do the same exact thing and bitched out because I didn't have anything to stand on. Same exact situation, but now I said it. I was like, "Yo, I'm nervous as hell, but let's go." I'm nervous as hell, but let's go. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna act like that. I'm gonna act like I ain't even nervous. I'm just gonna act like this is normal.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Right? Fake it till you make it. And if this podcast wasn't a thing, I don't think I would have been that strong and able to do that like that. I probably would have sat in the parking lot for at least like 2 hours and still went in there with just shaking like can I get it? Like, bro, like I don't think that I would have been as simple. Like I don't think it would have been as simple or smooth of a process if this podcast wasn't going on.
Yeah.
So I would say I need this, bro.
There you have it, people. Listen to the Dirty Trunk podcast. We are here to help, motivate, and get y'all through these hard times.
And boy, don't we know we got hard times as common folk.
Oh yeah.
And people who fight for raises that don't pay out absolutely nothing.
I don't think we're fighting for raises. They just been giving it to us. I don't know why. But,
no, bro. Like, but the people, they fighting for it though, and I don't understand why. It just don't make no sense to me. Like, why do you care that much? Bro, have you added that up already?
No, but I've heard what you guys say. It's like it's only what, like $81.
It's only $80 a week.
I mean, that's important to somebody, I guess. I'm just like,
it goes a long way. I get it. It goes, but we can do better as people, man. We can do better. You don't have to depend on a job, man. That's the problem. Like people depend on the job to do what? Just to give you chump change every few years. And they give you raises and you get happy about the raise, but you like, yo, there's inflation going on around you. What the fuck do you mean? Gas costs a whole $1 more than it did last year.
Man.
What do you mean?
Yep.
There's inflation. A watermelon used to cost fucking $4. Now the fucking $7.
My lord. I don't eat watermelons like talking about, bro. I'm sorry. Now they're looking at me funny.
Shame.
We weren't on the same word. Shunned.
Shame.
Heartbroken.
I like my fruit smaller, I guess. I like grapes.
I get that. Watermelon is kind of pretty messy. Like, for real, like, if they can make, like, watermelon bites.
That's why we need a watermelon baller thing.
But it's just, it literally tastes like
those.
water. Like, it's just...
Huh?
Watermelon tastes like water.
You're not choosing the right ones.
I'm sorry. Maybe I haven't had the right watermelon. I don't know.
I'm so shocked.
My eye is twitching.
I've never seen that happen before.
It's very, very rare.
Never seen that happen. That's new. All right. Yeah, man.
Check us out on Spotify, Facebook.
So, yeah.
Twitter.
That establishment that I went to earlier, I guess we can go ahead and start closing this out. That establishment that I went to was a library.
Oh, okay.
And the book is about to be in libraries. So, really soon. I gave one copy up for a review. And sometime soon it will be in rotation in the libraries.
Dope.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And yeah, not to mention 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4.
While he's getting that straight, if you go to the library and pick up one of the Gem State Siege by A.J. McMullen, do us a favor. Take a picture with the book in the library and post it. Awesome. Tag us. If you're listening to this and, you see our my man's book here at your local library.
That'd be awesome, man. Like the few times that I've been like scrolling through Facebook, and it's weird because like the last few times it happened, I didn't even get tagged in it. I just like scrolling through Facebook and just like kind of seeing the picture of the book and just kind of rolled through it and was like, hold the fuck up. Hold up. What is this? What? Yo, for real? Thank you, man. And like, man, people don't even know how much that means to me, man. And like I said, like on a sense of like, and like last episode, I kind of sounded a little arrogant when I was talking about like the people that we work with. And granted, in a sense, like the people that we work with is kind of true, but at the same time, it's a customer is a customer. And I would say that I appreciate everyone who purchases the book. And I cannot wait to show you guys what is in store for that series, and I hope you guys are entertained by it. Unlike this podcast that is strictly for you guys to get your shit together, the books are for entertainment purposes only. Do not try do not try that at home, by the way. That would be very scary and heartbreaking for a lot of people. You gotta read the book. Oh yeah, you gotta read the book. So yeah, thank you guys, and thank you guys for the bottom of my heart. Like, all jokes aside, man, like it's really an awesome thing to see that people are enjoying the story and like highly anticipating what's coming next, man. Like that means a lot to me.
Yep.
Well, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. We are signing out.
He said it.
You missed it in the intro.
Oh. This is.
Please, love y'all. See y'all next week.